What's up, guys? Welcome to Poor Man Mods. Today Harbor Freight sent me a care package of goodies which I'm super excited about. In this video I'm going to briefly go over and review these very quickly for you guys, but I will have in-depth reviews for each one of these in a separate video. Now I'm making this video mainly for my subscribers. I know when I make videos back to back that are very similar in content, they kind of get annoyed or they wonder what the heck I'm doing. So this video is just to kind of forecast for you guys what's coming. There will be 3 in-depth reviews for these products that you see here: the Daytona Jack, the Daytona car dollies, and the Holt Fluid Extractor and Dispenser. So in this video, I will give brief reviews of these products, but if you want to see more information on these and more of my thoughts, I will have videos coming out later. So I will, of course, link to them down below when they come out. I know this is mainly an automotive channel, so I didn't want my subscribers getting angry or upset with me posting 3 tool reviews back to back. So this is just letting you guys know what's coming down the pipeline. So very interestingly, I didn't ask for any of these products. They just sent me them, and I'm completely okay with that because everything that they sent me, I'm definitely going to use a heck of a lot around this shop. Now, first thing is the Daytona Jack. Now, I have their 2.5 ton low profile jack. I don't think you can see it here. I'm not going to pick it up because it is heavy, but you probably know the jack I'm talking about. So many people have this jack, and it's been an absolute workhorse for me. And it's pretty similar to the Daytona Jack that we have right there, but I kind of made the comparison that this is like your base model 5.3 liter Silverado work truck. Gets the job done, not a whole lot to it, but it's a workhorse and it's not going to let you down. But that Daytona Jack is pretty much like a Denali with a 6 liter. It's got a little bit more lift capacity to it, but it's a lot more refined, a lot nicer to use, and a lot nicer to look at. So just as functional as the older Jack that everyone is familiar with, but it is, I think, twice as expensive, but there's a whole lot more bells and whistles to that thing, and if you're using it every day, it's going to be an absolute dream to use. There is one feature on that thing that is worth its weight in gold when comparing that jack to this jack, but I will go into that feature in the in-depth review that I have coming out soon, so make sure you stay tuned for that. So I'm not going to go any further into the jack in this video. This is just a quick overview. Alright, now the dollies. Now I know a lot of people on my Instagram are excited for these. I am super excited for these. Now these are individual dollies that go under the wheel of your car. So you get 4 of them, and you put them under each wheel, and you jack up the car, and you can move it forward, back, side to side, anywhere that you want. So if the car is broken, you can move it wherever you want in your shop. Or if you have a welded diff like in my Supra, it just makes it super easy to maneuver and make turns, and it makes just working on the car and storing it and moving it around an absolute dream. If you're running a full-blown shop and time is money, this is going to save you a lot of time moving cars around, especially if you're in the storage business. Now, I will say, I think the pricing of this, I don't know the right word for it. It's not illegal, but I feel like the pricing for this is almost like I don't know how to put it into words, almost like gotcha, kinda. So when you go to the website and you look at this, they're selling it as one, and each one of these is like $139. Now some of the pictures make it look like a kit. So what I have here is 4 dollies and the Daytona stand. Each one is sold individually, but I can see how some people might think that for 140 bucks you get everything. I'm sure there's been at least a couple people that have ordered just the one and have wondered like, hey, where the heck are my other 3, or where's the stand? Now that's probably a different case if you're in the stores because you can see everything, but on the website I feel like it's a little bit of trickery. Not illegal, but you definitely have to read the fine print for sure. But each one is $139, and then the stand that I have is another $39, I believe. So right around 600 bucks gets you everything that you see here, the stand and the 4 dollies. I feel like they should have made this a kit, or at least have a kit option, because for me, if I was in the store or browsing on the website and I saw that, oh, a whole dolly set for 140 bucks, that's pretty cool. But then the associate or the website or whatever tells you, oh no, that's just for one. To get the whole kit, it's going to be 600. When I'm upsold that much money, I kind of get discouraged. I'm like, no, I'll pass. But if I know that the whole kit is $550 or 600 bucks, I don't think I'm gonna get as discouraged because I know what the price is going in. So one tip for Harbor Freight is maybe make this a kit, and if you can make it a discounted kit, that'd be really awesome. So it's 600 bucks pretty much for everything that you see here, but I feel like 550 bucks for a whole kit would be really nice because no one is gonna buy just one unless one breaks. Reading the owner's manual for this, it says not to use on rough surfaces, rough concrete. They want you to use it on a smooth, like polished concrete floor. Now I know that's just the lawyers talking, but my shop here is probably exactly what they don't want you to use it on. The concrete is rough, it's really old, there's cracks everywhere. And I'm gonna test it out. And if it can pass this floor test, it's probably a really, really good product and it's probably gonna work in your situation. Now, it probably isn't good to use on a really rough driveway. Definitely not good to use it on the road. I would not recommend that at all. I would not recommend that at all, but if you have, a decent shop, this should roll around your shop floor, no problem at all. It's definitely gonna be tricky on mine, but if it works on my floor, then, I'm gonna give it a huge thumbs up because my floor is very rough on jacks, it's very rough on chairs, dollies, and all that stuff. So my floor is definitely gonna put it to the test, and I will go more in depth in that in its review video, which I will post later. The last thing they sent me is this Holt Fluid Extractor and Dispenser. Now, I know a lot of you guys know that Harbor Freight is known for having really cheap tools, and some could argue that the quality isn't the best, at least on some of those cheaper tools. But what Harbor Freight is trying to do, they're trying to get into higher quality tools, higher quality brands, and they're really trying to get into the niche of the everyday professional mechanic. If you're working at a dealership or a full-time shop, that's where they're trying to go to. They're trying to compete head-on, with the Snap-on truck, the Mack truck, and all that. They want to be known for price and quality, and this Holt Fluid Dispenser Extractor thing is a revised version of their older one. So they are trying to make a big change. They are trying to come out with really nice stuff, and everything that I just showed you is definitely high quality. And I didn't even really know they had a fluid extractor and dispenser. It wasn't really something on my radar. And a fellow tenant here in the shop, Chaz, he has their older one, and when he saw this, he was blown away because it's light years better than their old one. So this is completely revised and redone, and just by messing around with it for a few minutes, I can tell that it is definitely high quality. It has really nice quick disconnect fittings. It is serviceable, so if anything on here breaks, anything that's not just like a molded plastic part, like the fittings can be replaced, the hoses can be replaced. This spring isn't going anywhere, but this valve right here, this is a serviceable part. If this thing fails, you can get a new one. So they made this thing, they made it high quality, and it's not a throwaway part. You can service this thing if things fail. But obviously, if this tank cracks, you're gonna have to probably replace the whole thing. But if this valve goes, or any of the fittings or the hoses, not a problem at all. You can definitely work with that. So this is another thing where if you have a full-blown shop, if you're at a dealership or if you're working at a full-time garage, this thing is absolutely fantastic. But I think you need more than one of these. At least two, because this thing is used for extracting and dispensing. I can see where it's going to be super helpful in both situations, but the problem that you get into is once you use it for one thing, it's pretty much only good for that thing unless you clean it every single time. So if you pull brake fluid out with this, you might as well only use it for brake fluid, or you might as well only use one of these for extracting and then have another one only for dispensing certain fluids. Because if you don't, keep it dedicated to each fluid or each purpose, then you're gonna get cross-contamination and you have to clean it, which is gonna take up a lot of time. Or if you don't clean it, you're just gonna get cross-contamination. So I think with my shop, it's not a big deal. It's not a problem for me to clean it. This isn't a full-time flat rate shop, so cleaning it isn't gonna break the bank or, kill my afternoon. But I think this would be really good for oil changes. Honestly, I really like to have two of these. They aren't on the cheaper side. I forget the price off the top of my head, but for me to justify the cost of two is a little high, but I would like to have two of these. One for just extracting fluids, pulling out coolant, pulling out oil, pulling out brake fluid, pulling out anything really, and then just have one as a dirty one that I can extract stuff with. and then maybe have one for adding fluids. That would be in my perfect world. But I think for right now, I'm probably going to mainly use this for oil changes. And I think what I'm going to do in the in-depth review for this, I'm going to do an oil change with it. I'm going to see if I can do an oil change in my IS300 in like 3 minutes or something. Suck all the oil out with this, do the oil filter, fill it back up with oil. I think I'll be able to do it super quick, maybe not 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. But I think that'll be a fun challenge for this, and just to see how it performs with extracting and filling. One thing that I did notice that is a pretty big con, which I'll get into in the in-depth review video, is that there is a percentage loss with this. So say you have a gallon of fluid, you put it in here, you're not going to get a gallon out. There is a certain amount of material that stays at the bottom that you can't really get out. So that's I wouldn't say it's a huge issue, but it's definitely an issue because it's not a small amount. But for now, my final thoughts on this, it's definitely going to be handy around my shop, but it will need cleaning, which is going to take some time. But I think it will make oil changes a lot quicker, and also filling diffs and transmissions, it's going to make that so much easier, and I'm definitely excited to have it. But if you're a full-blown shop, I'd recommend probably at least 2 or 3 of these for your shop. Alright guys, so that was my quick overview of these 3 products that Harbor Freight sent me. Definitely keep an eye out for their full videos coming out soon. I want to give Harbor Freight a big thanks for sending me these items. I'm super excited about every single one, and I will give my honest opinions on everything. I'm not just going to say good things just because they sent me these products. If something sucks about it, if something isn't good, I'm definitely going to let you guys know. So stay tuned for each individual video on these products, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks.